Welcome to the Bang the Drum podcast, the one time at Bengals camp edition. Some of you will get the joke, some of you won't. That's fine. But the real reason for the name of this episode, good God, what a man. Steve Zornes' comments at training camp, for one, Joseph Osai. I've never heard you talk such flattering words about another male, Steve. Would you care to comment on that, please?
He was a big man. That's what he was.
Not was, is. Hopefully he still is, yeah.
Well, when I was there, he was a big man.
He is a big man. You seemed a little impressed, would be the word.
I was very impressed. In a different way from what you're letting on, but yeah, I was impressed.
It is impressive.
He's a big dude.
He is a big dude, and he's athletic. We are here. We are excited. A lot to talk about. Since we were at camp, it seems like a long time ago. What was that? Sunday, right? Less than 6 days ago.
Yeah.
Tried to get to a few more. Yeah, things happen. Life happens, right? We'll probably won't be at the practice stadium tonight, unfortunately. Would like to win, but my co-host over there is a little too busy with everything. But I'm not going to go there. I'm going to keep it. This is going to be an upbeat edition. It's 9:30 a.m.
It's too late
on
for
Saturday.
that, too. It's
That's
too
upbeat.
late for that.
People are going to love it.
Not for me.
The one time at Bengals camp. It's great. We got a lot to talk about, dude. A lot to talk about. First,
Finally.
Real football, as we said. It's exciting. We're ready for it. What's been going on with you on a personal level, Stevie Z? I know you're playing here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, just working, playing music. Had a show last night. Went pretty well. Got one tonight. It is at Miami Valley Gaming. Nice little haul for us. About an hour and 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It's up there a good ways.
So it is.
Should be fun. It's a different atmosphere for sure. So, looking forward to it.
They have the funny commercials.
They do.
Some of you know. I can't remember if it was Brantley was begging for one of the commercials on the Reds telecast.
I remember that.
He's like, just a week or so ago. I wish they just show the one. The guy's like, I can't control what commercial. It's pretty funny. So they have really good commercials. So good stuff. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. How you doing?
I was going to wait. I was getting ready to chime. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm still not quite over the Osai comments, as you could tell. We had some people with us. Kudos. We're going to get to training camp in a second, but I do want to throw some roses out. Shamar Stewart. We're not going to talk about it on the field yet, so calm down. Signed autographs.
Say anything.
Signed autographs for a long time.
Long time.
So we had my cousin's son, whatever that makes him, with us, and Justin's infamously known for choking when somebody came up for an autograph. We'll not talk about that. But this time, Luke, his name, he did a great job. He got everybody in the brothers' autograph. Some he probably shouldn't have. We won't talk about that. Someone that's already been cut.
Yeah.
But, kudos to Shamar Stewart. Mims was out there for a long time signing. Yoshi. He got Dax Hill.
Yeah.
All those guys. Very personal. Charlie Jones. Very personable. I'm probably missing some people, but they were engaging with Eric All was there, even though he's got the brace on.
He got 9 too.
Yeah, he's Knight, very good autograph. But Eric All was really personable.
Mm-hmm.
He's the kind of guy you pull for. Tough. He said that they took the ACL from the other knee, so didn't really know much about that. But you never know. Players come back, right?
Yeah.
Michael Penix, perfect example. He had 2 ACL tears, came back from it. So nice guy. Kudos to the Bengals there. I thought the only complaint is the same complaint we have every year. The offense is on the other side. We'll talk about that more in a second. But first, Trey is back.
Trey is back.
Kind of.
Sort of.
Your thoughts on Trey showing up? Felt guilty a little bit.
Well, yeah, he's getting fined $50,000 a day. I feel guilty too.
I would too, but you could tell he felt like I'm being selfish or something. He said, I think that's who he is as a person. I really do. I don't think he wants to be in that limelight I just don't think that's how he's wired. And then when he gets in that limelight, because he's not wired that way, he doesn't cast a very good impression on himself.
He's not very good at. No,
it's not him, right? No. I think it's not normal to him. Some guys can be divas and out there, and I'm not saying everybody that asks for money is a diva, but in most cases, they act like a diva or whatever in these situations, and it's not really who he is. So he kind of gets some of the stuff he says and stuff kind of gets out, but he's back. I think that's a good sign. Mike Brown's comments a few weeks ago. What are your thoughts? Are you excited about him being back there, even though the contract is not actually practicing? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, yeah, he talked about not being a distraction. I don't think he'd be a distraction either way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I said it before. He's a defensive end. So he's going to be able to go out there with not a whole lot of time, with all the years under his belt, year 9, year 10, whatever it is, and go out there and rush the passer. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's a distraction. He's helping the guys. They're glad he's there. And it will help him being with Shamar and those guys, and helping any help those guys can get, especially since Shamar missed pretty much the whole off season. It'll definitely help.
Thing is, on the opposite side of that, not devil's advocate because I'm not real hardcore on it, but anytime that they're still asking questions about it, it's still a little bit of a distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive end, him coming back, I agree with you 100%. But distraction-wise, hey, Trey, when you get caught, hey, Trey, it still hovers a little bit like it did with Jamar last year. Jamar was more important because of the timing of the offense. But you also, man, he's going to need reps too, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting any younger.
You hope it gets done, 10 days before the first game, the way you can get a week and a half practicing.
It'd be nice to get a preseason game, even third preseason game, right? Get some work there, or second, however they're going to do it now. Like, honestly, there's a lot of talk about it. It used to be that I always said, and I still stick by this, in the olden days, like, I got a comment about the olden days in a second, but in the olden days, like when not that long ago, when they had 4 preseason games and they actually prepared
it was the third
that
game.
Third game, I like the third preseason game more than I like the Super Bowl my whole life because of football. Super Bowl's not football. That third preseason game used to mean something, right?
It did.
Now, you get the third preseason game now, which is the last one, which will be in Cincinnati, but you get that extra week in between. Used to, you didn't do that. That fourth preseason game, that boom, you're playing.
Yeah.
So that gap in I would make the third preseason game the real game. Still. And then you get that extra week.
You get the week.
For the teams that play on Thursday.
Because if you do the second, then you don't do the third, then you're off a week.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Marty and Tracy, together, I always bring them up. It's so funny. Marty said, I got a bone to pick with you. And Tracy's like, all right. He goes, will you just quit talking about the 80s? And I thought, man, I do that a lot too. And Tracy's like, why? Nobody cares about you didn't like the 80s? And then he starts just waxing on about the 80s. He goes, Marty's sitting there. He goes, the 80s were great, Marty. And then the next 3 episodes later, that reminds me of the 80s. Here we go. It's pretty funny. So the 80s, right? So we, a lot of videos posted the 80s. Follow us, YouTube, BTD Podcast Bengals.
Catch us.
Almost 4,000. Well, it might be right now, honestly. This won't be the 4K edition. We might be a little late on that one. Follow us, like us, subscribe. Turn the notifications on.
Please.
We are on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Spotify, Apple.
Share us. Tell your friends.
Tell your neighbors.
Yeah.
Tell your enemies. Hell, tell your enemies.
Please comment too. Let us know what you think about everything. If we're good, fine. If we need to adjust something, do something. We'll do our best, but it may not happen, but we'll do our best.
Well, if it's tech issues or audio, or if you want to see links, we're going to start trying to put some links to different videos that we're talking about so you know what the hell we're talking about on a video from the YouTube perspective. But Spotify, Apple, all of those are churning really well. Apple's doing well. So growing quickly. We like it. We are getting a lot of comments, some comments, I should say, on the videos that are just Bengals clips or highlights. But we want them on the podcast too, right? A lot of likes. We're going to talk about Ken Rodgers and some stuff here happened recently. One more comment here on an addition. Noah Fant. I was excited about that and had some videos queued. You may saw it posted on YouTube, Instagram. We're on Instagram too. I'm on there. We'll post some of these links up here. Haven't really highlighted that, but got thousands of views on a couple videos there, so which is good. The videos I posted of Fant, you can see, he's playing with Drew Lock, who I thought was going to be good. Some subpar quarterback. Got with Geno a little bit. His numbers kind of up and down, but early on, man, you see some of the videos that I sent to you. Like,
his yak is good. That's
yards after catch.
Yes.
He's very athletic, big tight end, good hands. Like that one catch against Pittsburgh, great hands. So I love the signing. We got some Q&As, but we're going to tie him into these two in a second. But what are your thoughts on Noah Fan Edition? And I'll share mine after that.
I'm pretty excited about it. I just hope it doesn't take them away from a lot of the things they did late in the season because they didn't have Eric Hall.
They might go too tight end.
And they was humming. You know what I mean? Even if they go 2 tight ends, sometimes it may actually be 3 tight end, right? I believe they call that 13. But because if you put Sample, you got Fant, and then you put Gesicki in the slot. Let's be honest. He's just a big wide receiver. He's very rarely. He may be in line, but they may put him in motion or something and get him out. Stuff like that. So I like it, but then there's that whole there's things that they emphasize, and then there's things that they don't. You know what I mean? So like, if they can go out and get a tight end that adds to the room and gives them depth, but is going to be a big piece of the offense, which I think he's going to be. Why couldn't they do that at guard? I've seen
a lot of those comments.
I know it always comes back to that, but I'm like, okay, you could go out and get, because even right now, Mims has got a hand issue, so he didn't practice for 2 straight days and had the off day. So Zach said he's just trying to pretty much let him, get comfortable, heal up a little bit. That way he can play preseason game 1. Well, that puts Cochran, that puts Ford. Those are your backup freaking tackles, and Davis, a rookie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I love the sign. Don't get me wrong, but you can still do both. But they're not going to.
They're not going to.
And that's the only thing that when I look at the situation and look what they're doing, it always comes back to, why don't you guys emphasize guard more? I don't know whether they think that their guards are better than what they are.
They must, I guess.
How can if you think your tight end room needs more, how can you not look at the guard room and be like, okay, yeah, we need to add here. Yeah. We need to add at least depth. If it may not be a starter, but at least add some depth so they can be more comfortable if freaking something happens, which is going to happen. I promise you, it's already happened.
Yeah. It's tough. I think my opinion on it is they can still do 11 personnel, have Fant, tight end, Gesicki as a slot, and that's pretty nasty.
That is nasty.
You have Chase T and Gesicki, and then Fant as tight end. That's hard to deal with.
That's hard to deal with.
They do that, I'm A-okay with it. And I don't think they saw it as we need to improve the tight end room. I don't. I think they saw a guy out there that probably shouldn't have been out there. Fuck yeah, let's take him.
Usually they don't do that.
No, they don't.
They don't do that. Which it always brings me back within, okay, there's a couple guys in there that they're not real comfortable with. You see what I'm saying?
Probably.
To where they think, well, so why don't they see that at guard? I keep coming back to that because that may be the sticky point for the whole season that may keep them from winning a freaking Super Bowl.
It could. I think on that note, though, I think, we would say they overestimate their guards, and I'll stick by that. But I think he's out there, Fant, and it's not that they don't believe in the other guys, it's just he's way better.
Oh, for sure.
And he is.
He is.
And I don't know that they think that about Scherf or whoever, right?
Yeah.
Guard. I think he is, but who knows?
Hudson's probably gone. Tanner Hudson.
Yeah, I would think.
Because I think they'll only keep 4 tight ends.
Probably. Yeah, he's probably gone. Yeah.
Unless they start considering Gesicki as a receiver and they keep 7 receivers and then keep 4 tight ends and keep Tanner. It depends how they look at it. I don't know if they'll keep 7 receivers up. It'd be 6 or 7. But as good as the receivers to play, Isaiah Williams, Charlie Jones in return, you got to have, you know what I mean? It's like, so they're going to have a little bit of a decision to make when,
you think Grandy will make it over Hudson then? Because you got Sample, Gesicki, and Fant.
I think so, because if something happens to Sample, then they want that actually inline blocker, and he's a really good blocker. Mm-hmm. So
McLaughlin's not going to make the team.
No, but he'll probably come back to practice squad.
Yep, if he's there for sure, and he probably will.
I don't think nobody will sign him.
Oh, I doubt it. With that said, I think we're both on board with Trey being back. Obviously, it's a positive. Fant's a positive, no matter how you look at it. So with that said, we'll go. Cheers.
Cheers.
So talk about the beer today and what you think about this sucker as we give the Who Days out.
There you go.
It's Corona Sunbrew Citrus Cerveza.
Yes.
For those that are listening and not watching.
And just to clarify to the listeners, it is 9:44 a.m. in the morning.
On a Saturday.
It's
always
and I played music last night, so let's just say I already had a few brews last night. So
you already had a few brews last night. He said that.
It's I'm almost half empty, so
that's like it.
Yeah.
So what you got it? Out of 5 Who Days, what do you have on this sucker?
I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Is that your lowest one yet?
No, I had a 2, I think.
I thought you'd like this because it's kind of.
It's not bad.
Sissy beer. What is that nasty Bud Light you used to drink? That
Bud Light Orange.
That's what this reminds me of. Ugh.
Oh, it's nothing like that.
Shoot. I bought these, and I don't know. Like, to be perfectly honest, I'll give it like a 2.5 myself. The thing, not my kind of beer. But I will say this: it tastes better in the morning because it's like a mimosa taste to it. Very, very close. So I drank a few in the evening, a month or so ago. I was like, oh my gosh. Ugh.
Of course, I just brushed my teeth like, I don't know, 45 minutes ago. So
that's a good change for you, though.
yeah. Well, I mean,
about time you started doing that. He's a drummer, so nobody really sees his teeth. He just doesn't care. He works underground. So who cares, right?
I don't work underground.
You don't.
No, I'm on top side.
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought you went underground some, didn't you?
I did in the beginning, but not now. Not for
Well,
not for 2 years. So
2 years. I don't keep.
So you don't know shit. You
Right.
don't know shit about me. You don't
That's a
know
true
nothing that's
statement.
going on. in
That was
my
proven
life.
by your own side
So
comments.
just
So, Oliva Milanio Series V. This is one of my favorite cigars. Haven't had it in a while. Just I thought the box, sidetracked here. I thought the box of cigars, I didn't look at it. So it came with some chlorine stuff I ordered. So I thought it was something to do with the chlorine or something over there. Or the trees, actually. I thought it was with the trees. So I left it out here. I'm going to open and get this stuff out to fertilize the trees with my cigars. Thankfully wrapped tight. They haven't been out there too long, but this is one of my favorite cigars. Out of 5, it's like a 4.8. I like Perdomo better, but this is right there with it. The smell of it, everything. Highly recommend this if you haven't tried these. These are great. You can get these at Jungle Gyms. Get them anywhere. Great cigar. All right. One time at Bengals camp. We'll quit the side conversation. I'll throw out Shamar first. I'll talk about him and give it to you because I want to say a few things about him outside of the autograph experience. Like, that dude is a beast. Oh, God, what a man, as Zornes would label it. That dude is an athlete. He doesn't it's kind of like Mims. Mims got a little more belly this year. You notice that? He looks a little bit different body-wise.
I didn't.
But he still doesn't look like
to his physique.
Yeah.
Not Mims.
Okay. The thing about like Mims, when you look at him, he doesn't look like a tackle. Like, he just looks athletic. He's, what is he, 350, whatever. He doesn't look it. Like, he looks athletic. And you look at Stewart. My gosh, that dude he can move, man. He can move. He's a little. You saw the coaches. I posted some videos again on YouTube of him getting. They were constantly fine tuning.
Constantly.
And that dude was. Here's the credit. I saw some people on videos I posted and otherwise were kind of critiquing a little bit about his body language. Like, this is his first day of practice. That dude was gassed. He can say what he wants. He did say it to me outside. Yeah, and he was gassed, but he didn't quit. He kept coming in. He was getting double team whang. I think they did a lot of that on purpose, and in the drills as well. But he did not quit.
He did.
Kept coming back. I saw him check out one time, but that was a hot day of practice. Like Charlie Jones more than anybody.
Yeah,
that was a really hot. We talked to Shamar a little bit while he was signing autographs, and good attitude. He seemed friendly. He's a guy on the offensive end that stood out to me, and then on defensive end stood out to me. On offense, they dominated for a bit. But goal line, I don't know, something to be concerned about or not. It's hard to say when they're not in pads and tackling, but in goal line situation, when we were there, the defense dominated. Burrow was pretty frustrated and shaking his head and his thing, but otherwise, there's some big plays to chase with T and Burton. He's been the story by a lot of guys in camp. It's not fluff. We saw it. He looked really good, and he is a wolfing machine. Talked trash the entire time we were there, just like you see some of the other videos. So overall, I just think my impression of it, wrapping that up on my thoughts and turn to you, like defensively specifically and just practice as a whole, way more chippy, way more energy. Looks like real football. Golden's strolling around as we saw him a few times, just watching everything, close eye on it. Not a yeller, not a screamer that we saw anyway. I think he was in their game a little bit, probably will be. But the tone of that practice and the competitive nature of that practice and that organization right now is amped up by him being there. And probably they're younger too, right? And even Burton Wolfen and stuff, some people may not like it, but I think they need a little bit of that oomph to them. Look, I don't see a lot of passivity there like it's been in the past. So overall, man, I think the defense is going to be a lot better. Knight looked good, quick. He's not the secondary's athletic, man. Dax Hill looks fine. Turner made some nice plays. So even Gino, our boy's favorite, Gino, made some plays. So overall, I thought it was a good-looking practice. Excited to be there, and won't be long preseason. So your thoughts on that practice, Stevie Boy, and your takeaways?
Yeah, defensively, I mean, you hate to jump and be like, oh, it's day 4, day 5, whatever. But it's iron sharpens iron, right? Like if you can cover and you can stop Joe and Chase and Higgins, you're probably going to have a chance to stop anyone else in the league.
Absolutely.
And it's you know, and there's periods like what they'll do is, okay, this is what we're going to do regardless. Like Joe won't check, right?
Yeah.
This is the play we're doing. Well, there may be some looks that he'll see in a game. He wouldn't, you know, he might have 2 or 3 plays in his pocket.
Yep.
You know, in this case, we're running this play. The defense is running this play. You know, they may adjust on the fly depending on coverage or whatever. But, yeah, for that red zone period, and actually there's been, 4 or 5 practices since, and it's pretty much been that same way, just super competitive from start to finish. You know, 2 good plays by offense, good play by the defense. 2 good plays by defense, good play. So it's been back and forth. It's been competitive. The defense is like, I mean, they are chipper. I mean, Battle. Battle has been. Him and Chase has been going at it. They went at it that day. You know what I mean? So
that's good.
It's great. Maybe a little too far in some cases. But I think there was a play that day that he was guarding Chase and he hung right in there. And if your safety can handle somebody like Chase, regardless of what play is called or what they're doing, physically, you know, kind of goes back to like, I mean, Lou is really catching some slack right now, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the locker room, you know, well, you know, the change, and you know, we just needed a change, and you know, we need that spark, and it's good not to have to think so much every play. And you're like, man, I mean, these guys, they, you know,
direct
stabs, and but I suspect we'll do pretty good at Indy too. I mean,
they probably will. They got some talent. They're good linebackers.
But it was a good practice. It's been good so far. Man, I'm pumped. I can't wait for this shit to start.
That's right. The other side of that too, like there's one play where Chase got mad at him. He caught the ball and they still a decent game, but they were all wolfing at him. He took the ball down and spun it. And then coaches that they were reacting because it looked like he was going to break. Chase is pointing first down at him. So it's highly competitive, right? I mean, you know, maybe think like the Bears. If you've ever watched those old '85 Bears, I mean, this is not the '85 who is, but they get into so bad they'd have to stop practice, right? Because the defense would dominate. And Dick, you remember what he said to when he first got there. The good news is we're going to win the Super Bowl. The bad news is most of you aren't going to be here to see it. That's the, you know, that flame there. And I think Alex Golden's got a little of that to him. You know, Zach, one of my biggest criticisms of Zach throughout, he's not my kind of coach because he's so laid back, right? And to each their own, right? Some people like the player friendly, how you doing, pat you on the back. I like the more get your assets go type of coach, right? I think Golden is that. So good stuff there. We're going to talk a little bit about Hard Knocks coming up Tuesday. Hard to believe. With the Buffalo Bills. Go Bills. We are here to cheer for you. So Marv Levy, 100 years old. Just turned. There's a lot of stories out there about him now, so probably not a coincidence, you know, that Hard Knocks selected him. So I don't know how many thoughts you have on it. Some of my takeaways, hopefully I'm not stealing your thunder from Hard Knocks. Ken Rodgers is on with us. We'll put the link there, Stevie Boy, and start it here. Hard Knocks, he was on with me last week, I think. He talked about 400 hours to shoot a 1-hour episode. They're just scramble drill.
Yeah.
Wearing, you know, they got a lot of staffers, but, you know, putting that together, Ken's, you know, he's an executive producer.
What did he say, 41 editors?
Yeah, they're all over the place. They're all in Buffalo. It's hot there. He said it wasn't probably not now. It was then. He's getting that, you know, he said the interesting part of that, and I believe him, you know, I've talked to him several times, is that they don't come in with an agenda and say, we're going to focus on this guy, or this or that, this, and he goes, obviously, we're going to cover Josh Allen. It's however it works out. So I'm curious, and I think it'll happen. I asked him about, you know, Will Kelly, Thurman, you know, Bruce Smith, Andre Reed. You think about that team. I was going through that and watched some clips. Jeez, how in the hell they didn't win?
I know.
And they get into big games. They play the same NFC team that kills them in the Super Bowl in the regular season. They'd hold their own or win.
Yeah.
Just that game, they couldn't pull it off. But Hall of Fame, I mean, Biscuit Bennett, I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Should be. They, you know, I mean, that team was loaded, right?
Loaded.
Bengals beat them in '88 in the AFC Championship game. That's when the Bills won the division. First time in, I don't know, decades, I think.
It was a while, yeah.
And then, you know, '89 got Harmon dropped the TD. Clay Matthews picked him. '89 championship game. And then '90 they make the run. So think about that run. AFC championship
from
game.
'86 to.
Yeah. '89, losing the division. I probably could have very easily won that game. And then 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And won none.
Won none.
You know, that much on a missed field goal, right?
Yeah.
A foot off. So amazing run. Marv Levy, entertaining coach. So that's going to be pretty. Buffalo's going to be a good team to watch. I'll watch every episode of this one for sure. And he talked about. I'll let you talk about what he mentioned on the Bengals if you want. But your thoughts on Ken Rodgers with Hard Knocks and that upcoming season?
Yeah, he was excellent. Excuse me. He did great, and you did a good job too, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
It was really he was so personable. How he talked, like you could tell that there was nothing scripted about it. He didn't really think about nothing. I mean, everything was just so good as far as letting the listeners know what Hard Knocks was about, and it was a great conversation, and that's a long time for him to be on one show like that.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say? 25 years?
Yeah, you've been with the NFL Films for 25 years.
Yeah, for 25 years.
Yeah,
and I would have loved to ask him something about the Bengals. As far as what he thought. About being there last year, and that
he talked about it a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. But
he was impressed with Burrow. Mm-hmm. I'll give you the quote here. He basically said something to the effect, it's not verbatim, but a guy like that is so singular focused that you expect him not to be real personal or entertaining, and he was.
But he was. That's what he said.
Despite his practice, and he talked about that division and the difference. He also spoke about, which I think is fascinating, and it's probably obvious, but still fascinating, like what they're recording now. And I would always be a little critical of that, right? Because some of it's goofy and anything. It's not him doing it, it's the teams, right? Like Detroit and various other teams where the rookies get up and sing their alma mater. And there's a lot of silliness to it. But like he said, he's absolutely right. They're preparing for a season. It's a long camp. They're going to throw in that silliness. The teams are. Because they're breaking it up loose. And he said, now when you do the end season, that was the first year.
It was totally different, he said.
He said it was intense. Nobody's goofing off. Mm-hmm. And the good news is, and he's absolutely right, that when you do that, if you did one team, look at QB1. Teams out of it, right? Mm-hmm. You're week 9 or week 10. Is anybody gonna watch it? They might, I guess. They probably will. It's NFL, but when you're doing a whole division like the NFC East this year, he talked about that. He grew up an Eagles fan. That was pretty cool. Him talking about Mike Quick, if you remember him. Quick sticks with these, gets cigars right where Ken does.
Yeah, that's what I said.
But those teams, somebody's gonna win the division. And last year they got good drama. They had 3 teams vying for it. So that's gonna be the NFC East one's gonna be good.
Yeah,
that's
gonna be good.
Some high characters there. So yeah, I thought that was a fascinating listen to the inside of that. And I don't know, like for me, I know you feel the same when you hear it's HBO, not Showtime's Inside the NFL. HBO's Inside the NFL when it's about football. That music, Harry Callis' voice, Lynn Dawson, Nick Bonicani, Chris Collinsworth. I mean, Dawson's voice coming in on that, and then Harry Callis doing. I mean, as soon as I hear that, I'd hear Harry Callis do a Phillies game, which that's what he's probably more known for in that area anyway. And I'd get all revved up for football season, right? And Ken mentioned, he goes, I hope Hard Knocks is that for people. There's no hope. It is. You hear that music, and people, young, even me, but certainly people that didn't grow up with that, they hear that and they're ready for football. So, you know what that means? It's football season.
It's football season.
We've got one Hall of Fame game in. Didn't really watch any of it. I saw Trey last night watch it. But now you got football every week until, February?
Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. College coming around. We'll talk about that shortly. All right, let's talk about around the NFL. We might call this subject something else. I couldn't come up with anything around the NFL. Everybody uses that, but that's what we're going to do. So we'll hit on some few topics as we go every week. Typically it'll probably be a little shorter than this, but there's a lot going on. So we get a little tied up with the Bengals, quote-unquote, drama, and it has been. But teams are in worse shape than they are right now. Terry McLaurin from the Ohio State University. Redskins, Commanders. That guy's their second best player, first base. Depending on how you look at the quarterback. He's established. The quarterback's not yet. Yeah. McLaurin's a beast.
He's a beast.
I don't know what's going on there. Trade for Debo. You build it up. It look like you're building a team to compete for a championship, and they still are.
I'll give my 2 cents when it's my turn.
Will they trade him? Will they not trade him? Is he jealous? What's going on? I mean, McLaurin at Ohio State is a really good player, but he never really got to where he should because of injuries, and he wasn't the only one. But now he's top 10 receiver in the league for sure, if not higher. What's going on there, and your thoughts on Terry McLaurin?
I think the T. Higgins contract has a lot to do with it.
Probably right.
I think he's looking around the league and just pretty much just like Jamar. And, when you wait, this is what happens. Yep. I mean, and the Bengals catch shit forever on this, and I guarantee you there ain't. Well, here's the thing: I don't watch it anymore because I can't stand to listen to them. But the so-called professionals that are supposed to know what they're talking about and they don't, they're not saying anything about it. I mean, they'll he's going to hold out, or he requested a trade or whatever. Because I think he just came last week. Because he held out.
Oh yeah, he did.
Most of it too. Yep. So he came back and wasn't back very long. Then all this shit goes down, and I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the Bengals and these contracts the receivers are getting, and especially T. Higgins, because he's better than T, but there's things that T is better than him at.
Agree.
So
I think if you ranked him, you'd have McLaurin ahead of him.
Yeah,
but not by much.
Not by much,
if at all.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one, and I'll mention one more thing. Then we'll add a subject I didn't talk to you about. Then Micah Parsons, who, as a player, when he came out of Penn State, I thought he was a little undersized, but I thought he'd be really good. Nowhere near what he's been.
He's bulked up though.
Oh, hell yeah!
I mean, he's not.
But
what
he didn't
was.
He didn't have the real measurements.
He didn't.
Kind of like Abdul Carter. I think Abdul was going to be a similar type player, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
But now, my biggest complaint about Parsons, other than staying on the field, is his big gapper underneath his nose, right? He came in with a chip on his shoulder or something to prove, and he still does, I'm sure. But it's a stupid-ass podcast. I don't think any active player should do all that nonsense.
I don't either.
And most of the ones that aren't active, they're retired or dumber than my left toe.
They shouldn't do it either.
They shouldn't do anything on the air. See ESPN as an example, and NFL Network for that matter. That's a preview of my next topic. But Parsons' trade request, here's what I think will happen with McLaurin and Parsons. I don't think either one of them gets traded. But if you're Dallas, I don't know, man. I don't think I'd trade him, especially now. But if you could have before the draft, and if you could unload Dak before the draft,
yeah.
I don't know you could do Dak. I know you can't Parsons. Just start over. I think they'd be better off.
I think they need to reboot. I really do.
Because if they don't, they're going to win 9, 10 games, maybe 8 games. Maybe make playoffs, maybe not. Stuck in the same scenario. They overpaid Dak. Well, hard to say that now, I guess, but I think they did. But
I think they did too.
If you unload all that and get a bounty of Herschel Walker type picks, you don't have the people there to make the picks like Jimmy Johnson anymore, which that's the problem. But you wonder what Jerry Jones is thinking on this. The tough part for the Commanders is their championship level. They played the NFC Championship game last year. Are they that good? I don't know. I think they probably could be. They added a lot, and now you got a big distraction.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys, they're always kind of drama anyway, but Parsons is a really good player. But I don't know. If you could get a big bounty and ship him to the AFC, which I hope they don't, if you're Dallas,
sure, yeah.
or send him to the West, or not in the East, of course. But I think you could get a lot out of him.
Yeah.
He's a hell of a player. But maybe you couldn't. Garrett,
Yeah.
I don't think Garrett signed. He changed it. Wanted his win. People say it's money talk. I think that was part of it. But I think the biggest part of it was he wasn't getting what they thought on the open market.
Mm-hmm.
For teams that don't have a quarterback, and you're signing those big defensive ends or DK Metcalf, Pittsburgh, that's not very smart. I think you get the quarterback first, but I don't know. But those really good teams aren't going to have a whole lot to give for him other than draft picks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's tough. What's your thought on Micah?
Like I said, I think they need to reboot all the way around. You're right, 9, 10, 11 wins. They're not. They're just not a championship quality team. Mike is. Yeah, I'm not big on the whole podcast. His mouth. I mean, he has an opinion on everything, and as a player, I don't know if that's good. I mean, to me, if I'm on his team and he consists he talks about Joe big time. He loves Joe Burrow, right? Yep. Well, what's Dax think about that? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Just shut up and play football.
Yeah, just shut up and play football. I mean, what about your quarterback?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Dak's injury prone, so I mean, I think they're not going to trade him, but they probably should have. That's probably where they should have went, but it's not going to happen now.
If you could do some sort of sign
it's too late.
Yeah, sign and trade, you might be able to make a bounty. But this time of year, draft picks that's the thing though. Draft picks are worth less this time of year. We've talked about that.
Talked about it.
I don't know. We've talked about the roster. You look at it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, they're going to compete, right?
Yep.
But I don't know.
That's about it, though.
That's about it, I think. So, next topic. This one, relatable to some of the things you said. You don't even know this one yet. I haven't told you about this one. I forgot. Sorry. The NFL. What a horrible organization anymore. And we're pro football, obviously, but I am going to go off the rails here a little bit. I apologize. Horrible organization. Just a giant corporation like anybody else. Used to be a fucking football league. I am going to cuss. Fucking Goodell and this group of owners, even worse. It's the owners more than him. But this whole group of owners, these corporate tycoons, they're running the fucking game with the rules and everything else. And now, the NFL/NFL Network is selling a big piece. Red Zone's gone. It's going to ESPN.
I
This
seen
happened.
that. I can't remember what was it, $4 billion?
Yeah. So the NFL's doing that to get an equity in ESPN. Conflict of interest much?
A little bit.
And that's just what that there's none. I mean, everything I've said for years about them is coming to fruition time and time again. They are a heathen organization. They don't care about the history of the game. They don't care about the players, no matter what they say. We care about player health. That's why we support our players on this all stupid stuff. But then they'll add an extra game. They'll play on Thursday night. They don't give a damn about the players.
Do you know why they care about the players?
Money.
Exactly.
That's all
So
they
the
care
players
about.
are on the field, so their ratings stay up, and people come and watch them. That's why they care about the players. They don't want them hurt,
No.
but it ain't because they care about their health.
And they don't care about them getting hurt even because they're playing on Thursday in 18 games, right? They're going to talk about it.
I guess.
So they don't. So you look at that threshold. There's a threshold there, and I'm mimicking that for video. That threshold, when something becomes too popular over that threshold, it's degradation in terms of the product. I don't know what you call that from a business standpoint. I don't know if there is even a thing. But when you become too popular, you hit that point, and then it goes off the rails. And they passed that a good while ago, but you can see it. The quality of the game is not as good.
No.
The officiating's horrible.
Horrible.
The media is even worse than the game.
horrible.
The media is a joke, and you're adding to that joke the NFL. The NFL or ESPN. ESPN is the worst, and everybody acts like you see comments now like, "Oh no, I remember when ESPN." You're remembering a long time back. This is not new.
No.
ESPN has sucked for a decade or more, longer than that.
Longer than that.
So it just keeps going downhill. They just add, I saw a clip of Howard Cosell where he's talking about you got Johnny or Sue or whoever in college wants to be the next me. And they want to work at it, and they do all the work. They do all the studying. They're great at it, and they hire some ex-jock that can barely speak to take his job he didn't get a chance at. He's right.
He's right.
He's absolutely right. And he came to fruition. He predicted it. And, you look at it like I can't remember who it is on the college number 2 broadcast is getting a job or something like that. And it's J.J. Watt is getting the number. He's awful in the studio.
Yeah.
Awful.
He's awful.
And it's just like they ramble on. You can't even put a sentence together. So ESPN, NFL in bed together, which we already knew. Horrible, horrible look. If you want to say more, go at it. I'm done. I'm done. Ran over.
So, I agree with you on every point, which that's weird to even say that out loud. But you said it right when you was talking about players versus kids coming out of school or whatever. I mean, Syracuse puts out the number one as far as
Them and Northwestern are really good.
yeah, they're by far. I mean,
media.
Dan. I mean, you name them. Dan went there. Lap went there. I mean, that's what they was, right?
Trico way back when.
Trico. Yeah, I mean, they're. Oh shoot.
Any other examples?
Yeah, I think Davis went there. Like multiple people went there and got their degree. So they're turning these kids down who go to one of the best, and they hire jocks coming right off the field to talk about football, and
They can't put a sentence together.
they can't. It's just, I mean, to me that's the worst part about ESPN. I just can't. All the yelling and screaming and hollering. It's just like, just talk about football.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. Just talk about football.
The thing is, like, even the kids coming out, if you want to call them that from college, like, they don't go in to do the job and be professionals like a Vince Scully, right? That's not what's honored and rewarded now. It's about creating your brand.
Yeah.
And we talked about guys that we sort of
Yeah.
like Patrick and all those guys way back when did that. So they come in and, it's an identity, right? What's my brand? It's an identity. I didn't like Stuart Scott at all. He did it. There's many others at that time frame. It's not new, but now it's everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few exceptions here and there. Like a Cosell was an egomaniac. He's kind of the exception, and he still did a good job. He knew everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Madden and Summerall. Madden had to work with great voices. He had his silly sayings, but they're talking about the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're an identity like Stephen A. Smith, hey, Steve, like if he was reviewing this beer, it couldn't be, I give it a 3 point. This beer's a 3.1. I mean, it's just so fucking stupid. How do people sit and watch that every game? It's the view.
Yeah.
It's all that nonsense. So on and on. Never mind. Christian Wilkins. the drama we talked about had to be there is there.
It's there.
He was kissing players in the shower, evidently. On the head.
That's what I heard. Didn't see it, but that's what I heard.
Didn't see it. Good God, what a man. I don't know. And he's injured too, so he's not coming to Cincinnati. So there's drama there. Injuries across the league. Matthew Stafford, we talked about it, sort of jokingly said, if he gets hurt, Jimmy G is, I'm sorry, I am in the sun big time. Jimmy G is a good backup. Well, he may see time anyway. Stafford holds the ball a lot. He's not getting any younger. He is at 37. A big injury there. Our friend of the Bengals fans, for sure, Joe Mixon's banged up. Doesn't sound real good at his foot.
Not good at all.
So maybe Nick Chubb knew something. We were doubting that. Justin Jefferson, banged up hamstring. Not looking good. Likely he's going to be out for a while. Likely out. Maybe all the way to the season opener, maybe more. Out of Hart, Baltimore. Gonzalez, we talked about his health with the Patriots. He's banged up. Bills rookie Harrison's hurt. We'll see that on the show, I'm sure. Worse, Walter Nolan, who the Bengals, a lot of people want him. He's banged up already. And then the Cleveland Browns, Emerson, everybody was high on that Newsom kid. Then they tried to trade him, couldn't trade him. Now he's going to be on the field. So that's what fingers crossed. More important than anything from Bengals camp, of all the stuff we talked about, is coming out of it healthy.
Yep.
Any thoughts on any of the injuries so far?
Man, that's Stafford. To me, that's the biggest one, because I think Jefferson will probably come back and be okay. Those things can linger.
Yep.
Likely he's a big part of that offense, but not big enough to where I think it'll hinder him a lot.
He's a nice player.
But that's Stafford. That's a big ordeal. That's big, because he's been the heart and soul of that team now for 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And
he's a good player. Heck went on.
He's getting older, and it's going to be. That's going to be. Have to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't wish him injury. I kind of like Stafford. I always have. I saw him play in person when he was at Georgia. Saw him play at Kentucky. Had tickets there if somebody knew, and I said, I'll go. Saw Stafford play. They beat him. Kentucky did. He was a freshman, I think, but you could just see him warm-ups. Jeez, I saw him at practice against the Bengals down here, and we saw him in person. We saw a game there. But in practice, when he's slinging, oh, my gosh, what a cannon.
Yeah, he's got a cannon.
That guy's got a rocket. But that will be interesting for me, because I always kind of like Jimmy G, right? He just never could stay healthy, but I think McVay would win with him if that's what happens.
I do too, but then he can't stay healthy either.
No,
so.
He's more injury prone than Stafford or anybody,
Yeah.
really. For some reason, probably lifts weights a little too much would be my thoughts on that, a little too bulky. Let's talk about some Q&A there. So Lou asked about Trey. There's no word on the contracts that we know of. Yates commented he's counting down the days until we're there. It's 4 weeks till the Buckeyes in Texas, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There's some games a week prior to that. So the 28th, is that right? Yeah, 28th. Let's see where we at. 30th or whatever it is for the end of the month. Mm-hmm. I can't see for the Ohio State game, but 3 or 4 days before that, there are other games. They're starting a lot earlier this year.
That Monday and Tuesday will have.
Yeah, decent matchups. That first weekend, there's really good matchups for Ohio State plays. So, and then Hot Rod asked about our thoughts on Fant. Good addition to the offense. I think we already answered that, right? Thanks for the questions, everyone.
Yep.
But the one I wanted to point out, Landon here. Landon gets credit for question of the day, and it's a good one. If they extend Trey to a contract that you and I like, I guess. If they do that, is this the best Bengals offseason of all time? I'll answer first. Yes. Your thoughts?
Yes.
Chase.
Gesicki
signed. Decent
Fant.
Draft. Fant. And then extend Trey.
Yep.
Best offseason ever. Not even a close second, I don't think.
No.
That's
And it may be like out of this world once we get week 10, 11, 12, when we really see what these rookies can do. It's the best.
Yeah, I think so. Then maybe we change our narrative there with the team, right? It wasn't perfect how they did it, certainly, and I think it could have been a whole lot easier. But man, what a all season if it all comes to play. All right, we'll transition. We got
remember all the so-called experts said it wouldn't get done.
Yeah,
and they're all going to get done.
Yep.
Because Trey even said
it's going to happen.
They are mutually said he's not going to play on the current deal. So even if it's a 1-year deal, it's going to be like 1 year, $30 million.
Yeah, he's going
guaranteed. He's going to make more money this year. He'll be on the team. He's under contract. So, from what I've heard and speculations is that his yearly annual is they're on the same track. It's the guaranteed in the third year. That's the holdup. He wants that third. And if I'm the Bengals, man, I just don't know if I guarantee a bunch of money in 3 years from now. I just don't. I don't think I do.
You know the cap's going to go up just for this deal they just did, right?
But
now,
still, if he falls off a cliff and then you're on the $30 million, on the books.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. You end up having to cut him, or he's a part-time player for $30 million. 34, 35 years old by then.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't know. I don't. I get both sides. I understand why Trey's doing it, but I just don't think I give him a bunch of guarantee. What's going to happen is he's going to get more in the signing bonus, which is really the same daggone thing. It's still the amount of money you're giving. You're just giving it to him up front.
Yeah.
They're guaranteed year 1, year 2, and year 3 will probably be more like, if he's still at a competitive level, he'll earn his contract.
Mm-hmm. And maybe worst case, if he's healthy, then Shamar develops. You still got Murphy, and then he comes in just situational time.
Plus, you got another 2 or 3 drafts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not like they're not going to continually, draft defensive linemen.
Yep, they're a hot commodity in this league for sure. Mm-hmm. Pass game. So, all right, we transition to college football real quick. So what we're going to do during the season. We don't quite have it laid out yet, but we are going to talk odds every week, right? So we'll do handicapping, if you want to call it that. Sports betting. We're going to talk college football. We'll do our NFL picks. Maybe we do lock of the week. Maybe we do 4 or 5 games. And we'll go through a lot of games. So I know a lot of people out there like the gambling piece of it. I certainly do. To me, it's not the money. It's like I lost $50 on a fight last night in PFL. My guy clearly won. The crowd was booing. The announcers were shocked.
And you were mad.
I was mad because that's $50. But I usually don't bet that much. But just the thought of just gambling on the game and watching an in-game, like, football's awesome.
It gives me something to root for in a game that I could care less about.
Yeah.
I can watch that game and have something to cheer about and really get into. And the only thing I really got into it is just a little bit of cash. And I usually don't bet that much, but I love parlays. I love the parlays. So,
don't win them, I love them.
Yeah. I love the parlays.
So what we do, like, for the NFL season, we'll do it leading up to it, but all that could change when we're live at Hilltop, right? So at Hilltop, we bet every week. When we're doing that, we'll just do it on there.
Yeah.
This is the parlay we're taking. Then you'll see me get 2 right, and then him miss one or the other and cost us the parlay as normal. So that's
it's been the opposite, trust me.
Yeah. Okay. So that will be fun. So as we talk about college, there's a dog, and it's not mine.
Dog.
Hey, dog. College football championship odds. So we're gonna talk about the season. Hi, buddy. You're gonna have to get out of here, pal. We got a show going on here. Dog. Guest dog.
Live TV, you gotta love it.
I don't know whose dog that is, honestly. So we talk about the college football championship odds, and then we'll get into some specific games coming up. Season starts on the 23rd of August. The 30th will be Ohio State. Yeah, 2 dogs. Actually, there's 2 dogs over there. So you got Texas and Ohio State are national championship favorites. They play week 1. How many times do you remember that?
That's great.
Plus 500. Then Penn State plus 600. Georgia plus 700. Clemson plus 900, and then Oregon 950, and then Alabama plus 1,000. Don't go in the pool, you jackasses. So it's pretty interesting. So Joe Klatt did his top 10 players, posted a couple of them. He had 3 Clemson players in the top 10. I don't agree with that. The number 1 player in the nation, Jeremiah Smith, number 2, Caleb Downs, both from the Ohio State University, which is really cool, right? So that's going to be fun. A lot of pressure on Julian Sand. He's a sophomore now, I guess. I don't know if they actually redshirted him last year, but a talented kid. So that's going to be fun. First game's August 23rd. We'll talk about it in a second. Nebraska, we will talk on UC. You like UC a lot. Mm-hmm. We'll talk about that. UC, I'd love to go to this game, but say, my kid's back in school. Tough on a Thursday night. It's a Thursday night game. Nebraska at UC. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That Raiola kid, he can sling it. That kid's a player. He's going to be a player. I think UC's got a shot in that game. Cornhuskers are 6.5-point favorite. Buckeyes are 3 versus Tejas. Give them 3.
And that line will probably move toward Nebraska.
I would think so.
It probably goes 7.5 probably.
That's an interesting game. Interesting game. And then some of the games that opening week, the 23rd is a Saturday. So you got games that Saturday before Ohio State. So I don't even know if you'd call that week 1, but Iowa State and Kansas State's a pretty darn good matchup, right?
Yeah.
A lot of teams like Iowa State. I love Matt Campbell. And then you got Ohio plays Rutgers in the state of Ohio. Miami of Ohio plays at Wisco. getting 17.5, and then that Nebraska game is the 28th at 9 o'clock on ESPN. You can't go to that game that late. That's a shame that's not a different day, but I'll be here watching it, hopefully outside. That game's actually, I changed it. That's not a UC. They've got UC as the home team. If you look closer, it's at Kansas City, Missouri. It's at Arrowhead.
Huh.
So UC in Nebraska at Arrowhead Stadium. That's awesome. That'd be a cool game. That'd be fun to watch. I don't know why they kind of misleading listing there. And then you got Syracuse on the 30th. Syracuse at Tennessee. Ohio State at Texas, high noon on Fox at whatever they call that now. They're adding, speaking of, had a chance to be different. Fox, big noon kickoff. Be different ESPN. The exact same thing. Mark Ingram blubbering. Now they're bringing that stupid Barstool guy in.
Oh, God.
It's all the same, man. They all want to be the same. Be different ESPN. Compete with them by being different and beat them. Be real football, but it's no different. Alabama at Florida State. Alabama big favorites there. Probably should be. There's another game or two that night. That's all on that opening, that 20 or 30th, I guess. So LSU Clemson, that night game. Clemson given 3.5. You never know. Old boy, former UC coach Brian Kelly might be feeling some warm seat there. You never know. He jumped from Notre Dame, kind of doing dirty, and Notre Dame wanted that one. And then Sunday, day before Labor Day, right? 31st, I think that's right. Notre Dame at Miami, Florida. That's a hell of a weekend.
That's a good weekend.
Monday night, which I believe that's Labor Day, the 1st, TCU at North Carolina with Belichick. Belichick's getting points on that. That's really cool. That's a heck of a weekend. That's something to look forward to there. So
it is.
Looking forward to that.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And then 2 weeks after that, because, you got a week after that, the Bengals open. And then the Orange game, they open at home, week 2 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars, Duval. All orange. So if you don't read it, all orange, wear your orange. My compadre,
I get tore up if people.
He gets angry.
Oh, I get tore up. You got one job. To put a shirt on that they ask you to put on. Whether it be black, orange, or white. Wear the damn collar that they ask you to wear. Ain't nothing. I'll be sitting next to a guy wearing a black freaking shirt. Are you kidding me?
On the white eye. Here's Steve at tailgating. Here he is. Steve, who you betting on? Steve, what you got? Look at that idiot over there wearing black. It's a whiteout. That's great.
You get tore up.
You do. You get fired up. So I think that's it for today, Stevie boy. Good show here. We're looking forward to, hopefully next time we meet, it'll be the 4K episode. And we'll talk about, hopefully, a Trey signing. Who knows what'll be going on. We'll have a preseason game.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. A lot of football to talk to. If you got other segments, we're going to... This show will look a lot different when the season gets there. We've got some random topics, but it's going to fine-tune itself to where we have segments every week. College football segment. Around the NFL, we'll call it something else. Gambling segment. So we're going to be very clean and precise, but still very loose on the same.
Yes.
We ramble on. So take it away, Stevie boy.
It's a beautiful day. So if you're out and about enjoying it and you want to, say, cruise or go really slow, how about you do us a favor and please stay to the right. Have a good one.